looks so white. Pasty. I'm not gonna lie, we're on the struggle train again this Friday. I had a golf outing today. Had a great time out there. But now, it's time to go over some fights. Welcome to KO Bets. My name is Bill. On this show, we discuss betting strategies for upcoming UFC events. I'm here to provide you with a little bit of entertainment, hopefully help make you some money tomorrow. On tonight's show, we got to go over last week's event. We're at 64 subscribers, by the way, for the NFT giveaway. We got to go over last week's events. Amanda Nunes, dominant performance and is retiring. We got UFC Fight Night, Vettori versus Cannonier, which is arguably a better card than last week. And then we're gonna sign off here as quickly as possible. So just a little bit of insight. I had the outing today. I'll be out of town the next 5 days. I'm going to North Carolina. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go for this card. Got Amanda Nunes. Man, I was pretty confident that Beneil Dariush would win this fight, but clearly just did not like the sting on Charles's punches. Gets KO'd. Mike Mallet, great performance. Nate Landwehr, unfortunately, he was tough. Displayed a lot of toughness, durability, but didn't win that fight, unfortunately. Marc-Andre win. Chris Curtis, this is 2 events in a row. He gets headbutted. In this event, he can't continue, gets cut along the eye. Jasmine Judavicius, great underdog. I gotta stop respecting these minus 300 lines for bad fighters. Zahabi just connected with a brutal shot, gets a KO. Kyle Nelson with the impressive 3-round decision against Blake Bilder. I thought if it was going to go to a decision, that'd be for Blake Bilder. Steve Urcheg coming in here on short notice and defeating David Dvorak. We had Deanna Belbita. So, good card. Not really. And the most entertaining card, right? This week should be a lot of fun, though. I don't really have notes right now, so we're just gonna, it is what it is, as they say. It is what it is. First fight we've got is Raoni Barcelos against Miles Johns. Raoni is a good fighter, very well-rounded, good stand-up approach. I would say he holds a stand-up advantage in this fight against Miles Johns. Oh, by the way, this shirt, we had team shirts, so it's a little bit loud for my taste, but, I was on you gotta be a team player, right? And wear the uniform. Really well-rounded fighter, Raoni Barcelos. He's taking on Miles Johns. Miles Johns, good wrestler, but has primarily been striking thus far in the UFC. I like Raoni Barcelos in this fight a lot, simply because, I think Raoni's going to be the better fighter on the feet. I think if the fight does threaten on the mat. He's very good at jiu-jitsu, very good grappler, has tremendous takedown defense. I think that's going to be a tougher task than, it sounds, just getting Raoni to the mat 2 out of 3 rounds. So I think this is just a tough matchup for Miles Johns here. I don't think, I think he should try and grapple in this fight to probably survive, but I don't think he's going to have very much success grappling. That fight might have been canceled. It looks like the first fight of the night is Zach Pauga taking on Modestas Bukauskas. Zach Pauga was looking pretty good against Big Mo on the Ultimate Fighter, and then ultimately gets knocked out in the second round. Comes back, has a win against I don't know who he beat. Beat Jordan Wright with that was a decision. But showed good cardio. Has a pretty good stand-up approach, in my opinion. Very difficult to take down grappling wise. I think that takedown defense is gonna pay dividends in this fight against Modestas. And I kind of like Zach Pauga in this fight. I like his stand-up approach. I like the fact that he's very accurate with his shots in his first 2 fights. He did get, obviously, KO'd by Mo, but, I mean, I don't really get the line on this one. Is this accurate? Yeah, Zach Pauga's an underdog, so we're going to go with Zach Pauga. As the underdog pick, I would say I like some sort of finish in this fight. Odds makers do not agree. They think this is going to be a decision. Yeah, I like some sort of inside the distance prop bet here. I would say they're liking the decision or the KO for Modestas. He's got a nice stand-up approach, but I just think Zach Pauga is going to be more dangerous and effective on the feet. So give me Zach Pauga as the underdog. I'd say maybe there's some value on this KO, and I do like it to end inside the distance, kind of, but I do think the safe bet, just given what we've seen thus far from Zach Pauga, is that decision. Probably just be happy cashing in on that underdog line, if anything. I don't know if I'll bet that yet. I will post my official UFC bets to Twitter. Next fight we've got is Dan Argueta taking on Ronnie Lawrence. Yeah, this is an interesting fight. Ronnie Lawrence has a crazy, grappling approach to fighting. He just goes for takedowns like crazy, like a madman. Look at this takedown average, 7.03. Over 2 takedowns per round is what he's been landing in the UFC thus far. Dan Argueta, he probably can get up from those takedowns, but once you're taken down, and if you're taken down twice in a round, it's just hard to steal those rounds, in my opinion. So I really like Ronnie Lawrence's approach. He did get kind of out grappled. Sorry about that. Was that his last fight? Mano Martinez. Oh, no, it was for Said Kakramanov. That's where he got out-grappled. But Said has a very grapple-heavy approach. And Ronnie Lawrence just has good cardio, continues to shoot those takedowns. I really like him to win minutes long-term in the UFC. So Ronnie Lawrence, minus 195, like him as the favorite. I'd say a decision. Odds makers agree at minus 225. And for the winning method, Ronnie Lawrence decision plus 110. So I like Ronnie Lawrence in that fight just to probably grind out a decision. Teresa Bleda taking on Gabriela Fernandez. Teresa Bleda, she's heading into this fight probably with the grappling advantage, and that's where the line is indicating she'll win. It's just in the, we're going to have some sort of huge skill difference in the grappling department. I mean, on the feet, though, Gabriela Fernandez should be very competitive with Teresa. Both are low volume thus far, and I think where Teresa makes up the difference is just grappling. It's just really grappling. I'm not sure if Teresa's making her debut. That's what I was going to check. No, she fought Mayra Bueno. Is that Mayra Bueno Silva? No, Natalia Silva. And lost. But Natalia has pretty good grappling. Gabriela, not the best takedown defense. And kind of gets held down a little bit. Jasmine Judavicius has a loss to her. I think Teresa can get this to the mat, can wrestle, but this is one probably going to avoid at minus 225 for Teresa. I'd say it goes the distance. Odds makers slightly agree. They like the... Wow. There is no juice on Gabriela Fernandez. I think maybe that decision is interesting for both fighters. I think that's interesting. I think it'll be a decision, so I don't know if I'd chase that plus 130 for Bleda, but yeah, maybe an over 2.5 or fight to go the distance. Yes, I might consider something like that. The next fight we've got is Carlos Hernandez against Dennis Bondar. I gotta really quickly see who these guys fought most recently. Hernandez beat Altamirano, then he lost to Nascimento. I think he's a good grappler. Wow, Dennis Bondar with huge takedown numbers. He lost to Gordon via KO. Ugh. Now, we can't do MMA math, but if you lose into Gordon, you might get cracked by Hernandez. And I think Hernandez does have some pretty good grappling. I think we got another underdog here pick. I'm going to take Carlos Hernandez. Just losing to Gordon via KO, that's not good. Gordon's not, like, super durable. He is a good overall fighter. He's just not very durable. So to lose to him, I don't love that. So if Dennis Bondar can hold down Hernandez for 3 rounds, that's great. But I think eventually Hernandez catches him. Odds makers like this to go the distance. They like the Bondar decision. I'm telling you, the Carlos Hernandez inside the distance. If you're losing to Eric Gordon inside the distance like that, you might just be not durable enough. The next fight we've got is Kung Ho Kang taking on Christian Quinones. Kang with the win against Bajragul. The loss to Yaya. Christian Quinones. The loss to Taha. Oh no, the win to Taha versus Taha. Yeah, this might be a exciting fight, like an inside the distance kind of fight. Yeah, Christian Quinones, very exciting, fast starter. Kang with a little bit of grappling prowess. Is this a line we have? Yeah, it is. I would say this is probably something. I think if Kang can get takedowns, that's great, but we got 100% takedown defense for Christian Quinones, and I think he might hurt Kang. I like Christian to control kind of the pace that this fight is fought at. I'm gonna go with Christian, probably a knockout. Christian Quinones is the favorite at -135. Odds makers do like this to go the distance. I kind of like the Quinones KO at +300 here. Just gonna check to see what Kang's L's come by. 6 decisions, only 1 KO loss. Okay, Christian Hernandez. Both of his losses inside the distance. I like Christian in that fight. I like him. Next fight we've got is Jimmy Flick taking on Alessandro Costa. Jimmy Flick is a dangerous submission artist early, and then his game just kind of, look at that, 5.69 attempts per 15 minutes, 88% of his wins via submission, but then he just falls off. So I think Alessandro Costa is going to have a clear striking advantage. I think if he can avoid takedowns, especially in that first round, he'll stay safe, and Jimmy Flick will just get tired, get worn out. So I like Costa in this fight. Just stay safe in the first round, right? And then I think he can even put away Jimmy Flick, who's just not super durable. I don't like the chance of his fights going the distance very often, and this is a scenario where if he doesn't get the first round submission, he's probably going to get hurt. Odds makers agree this isn't going to go the distance. They like the Costa KO as well. I would say round 2 KO. Round 2 KO, that's kind of what I'm feeling, but I'm not sure if I'll place a bet on any specific round or just try and leverage that fight doesn't go the distance or the under 2.5 line in a parlay. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Under 2.5's minus 220. It's not bad. Next fight we've got is Nicholas Dalby taking on Muslim Salikov. Nicholas Dalby, he's been looking good in its last fights. Just beat Warley Alves, just beat Silva, lost to Tim Means. Seems to have really good cardio, really good output for the division. Muslim Salikov, he's a good striker as well. What's he been doing lately? His last fight was Fiallo gets the KO round 3 and got knocked out versus Jinling Lang. I don't know. Has a good stand-up approach. This is an interesting fight for sure. I think I like the output and the cardio of Dalby, but Muslim Salikov could definitely go out here and put on a nice performance, hurt Dalby on the feet, especially early, and that could definitely swing a decision in his favor. Dalby right now is the slight underdog. Yeah, I'm talking about Dalby. But I think he was an underdog against Warley Alves and went out there and just put on a great performance. So, anyone have a significant grappling advantage in this fight? I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. I think Muslim Salikov will look really, really solid and sturdy round 1, maybe early round 2, and then I'm expecting Nicholas Dalby to look a little bit better, but I'm going to roll with Muslim Salikov in this card, or on this fight, to probably get a decision, a 3-round decision versus Nick Dalby. Odds makers like this to go the distance. They like the Salikov decision at plus 180. The KO is very close there at plus 200. Probably not going to chase the winning method of victory on this line, but might do like over 2.5. I don't know though. It's tough. I think Dalby, his path to victory is just output, getting a decision. Muslim Salikov. Let's see, Dalby he's got 4 decision losses. So, Salikov, all 3 of his losses are inside the distance, so it's definitely interesting, but I think this one goes to a decision, and I'm going to roll with Muslim Salikov just to win early, steal round 1 and 2. Maybe round 3 is rough, but I like him. The next fight we've got is Manuel Torres taking on Nicholas Mata. This is a great fight card. Both of these dudes have incredible pace. They both hit really, really hard. Manuel Torres, though, average fight time 2:49. This dude has a ton of first round inside the distance finishes. So this one's ending inside the distance. Right now, Manuel Torres is the favorite. I like him to go out there. I don't think there's going to be any grappling in this. I think it's just going to be bombs, and I think Manuel Torres is just going to be kind of erratic as usual and push a pace and try and knock out Nicholas Mata, and I think he probably does. Nicholas Mata, on the other hand, I think could knock out Manuel Torres. Just needs to kind of survive the early onslaught from Manuel Torres. I don't think he will. I'm going to roll with Manuel Torres money line I think Manuel Torres gets that KO method of victory. Odds makers really don't like this to go the distance at minus 550, so they agree. And yeah, you gotta like the Mata KO or the Torres KO. Probably early too. Some sort of KO. Maybe I would do like a same game parlay under 2.5 method of victory knockout for both fighters. Maybe there's some value there. Taking on Lucas Almeida. Pat Sabatini, really, really good cardio, really, really good wrestling. It's kind of like a Habib used to be. Just get your opponent to the mat, hold strong top position, ground and pound, right? Also has some decent submission prowess, but thus far in the UFC, doesn't really look confident or good on the feet, in my opinion. Definitely needs to get this fight to the mat, or he's probably getting knocked out. He got hurt really bad in his last fight against Jackson. Yeah, Damon Jackson. Got like kneed or punched and then, got really hurt. He got hurt in the fight against Emmers. Was able to get a submission in round 1 when the fight went to the mat. But, so far just, does have that dominant grapple-heavy approach, but a little bit one-dimensional. So I think if Lucas Almeida can give him problems and get some strikes in on the feet, I think he could hurt Pat Sabatini. And for that reason, I think Lucas Almeida is a pretty live dog. At plus 170, I think he could hurt Pat Sabatini. I do like Pat Sabatini to win minutes. I don't know if I like him to win the fight. I think he could get caught by Lucas Almeida, who hits very hard, and is gonna, is BJJ is probably gonna have an opportunity to crack Pat and hurt him. So I'm gonna go with the dog. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the dog. Lucas Almeida, and I'm gonna go with the KO. I think it's might be a fun line to sprinkle. Lucas Almeida plus 170. Odds makers agree this isn't going the distance, and I think the Almeida KO might be fun to sprinkle. The next fight we've got is Armen Petrosyan taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. Armen Petrosyan, great striker. Christian Leroy Duncan, great striker. Neither of these guys want to grapple, so this is going to be a fight that plays out on the feet. I see Armen has the 2 losses. One was a KO loss. Lost the decision to Chao Barala in that fight, but I kind of expect this to play out on the feet. I wouldn't be surprised if someone does get knocked out in this fight. That's probably what I'd roll with, pick-wise. I guess I like kind of Christian Leroy Duncan just because he is undefeated, hasn't been KO'd. We haven't seen that before. Armen has been KO'd before, does tend to get tired in the fight. And Christian Leroy Duncan just hits like a truck. So I'm going to roll with Christian Leroy Duncan. He is the favorite at minus 155. I'm going to guess odds makers don't like this to go. No is only minus 135. That's very interesting. I think the KO method of victory is what I would predict for this fight, for either guy. I think someone catches the other fighter, hurts them, and follows up with strikes on the feet. As soon as someone drops, it's going to be because of an injury. It's not going to be like a takedown, in my opinion. So I'm going to roll with Christian Leroy Duncan as the harder hitter, and I think he wins this fight. Next fight is Arman Tsarukyan taking on Joaquim Silva. I mean, Arman's just a stud. This line's huge. Yeah, minus 1,050 for Arman. He's just a stud. He's fought way better level of competition. I'm just seeing who's Joaquim's fought. Yeah. I don't really see where Joaquim's going to win this. So I'm going to roll with Arman Tsarukyan to win this fight. I'm really excited to... Hopefully we'll see that Islam-Arman rematch at some point in their career. Hopefully we see Arman get an opportunity against someone in the top 5 of the division. I don't know if Mateusz Gamrot was at the time. I thought he won that fight, and then he just beat someone else who's pretty impressive. Who did he beat? Damir Ismagulov. That's a crazy win. Has just been fighting a way better level of competition. So yeah, give me Arman inside the distance. I think he has to make a statement in this fight. No one wants to fight him, right? Get your name out there, talk some shit, call someone out. Hopefully it works out for you, but I don't think so. Odds makers agree this isn't going to go the distance, and yeah, I like Arman inside the distance. That's minus 300 there. Arman, round 1 is minus 110. He's going to finish this guy early. He's just way better. And lastly, we've got Marvin Vettori taking on Jared Cannonier. This is a 5-round fight. Jared is, I'm going to say he's going to have a power advantage on the feet, but against Marvin Vettori, that doesn't really matter. Marvin Vettori, I don't think, has ever been knocked out. So Marvin Vettori is a very durable fighter. Definitely has the grappling advantage. We've seen Jared Cannonier struggle with grapplers before. Marvin Vettori also has a great gas tank. So I like Marvin Vettori in this fight. I think if you're rolling with Cannonier, you like the knockout for Cannonier. I just don't see really how he wins this fight without a knockout. If it does go to a decision, odds makers like it to go to a decision. And if that's the case, I really like the Marvin Vettori decision line. I like his output. I like his ability to get takedowns. He's just a really smart, intelligent fighter. Not that Jared Cannonier's not, but he knows his skill set is much better as a grappler. He might go out there and try and get the finish. I think it's going to be a 5-round decision. I don't know if either of these guys has ever been knocked out. Let's check it out. Vettori, all 6 losses via decision. Cannonier actually does have a couple of knockout losses. Dominic Reyes, Sean Jordan back in the day. When was the last knockout we saw Vettori get? TKO, that was Anderson De Silva Santos. That was a different promotion back in 2015 was his last 2 KOs. So we haven't seen him KO anyone in the UFC thus far. So I'm going to roll with the decision for Marvin Vettori in this fight. I want to check some MLB lines. Ricky Fowler looks like is back in the leaderboard for the golf outing. I put a little bet on Brooks, but I don't think he's anywhere close. I had Miami. Glad to see they're now up 6-5. Sandy Alcantara was on the mound. And they weren't huge favorites. Atlanta Braves took them. Minnesota, it looks like, is unfortunately losing. And I think the other team I took was maybe Philly. So, yeah, Minnesota's got to definitely do some work. We'll see. They could definitely pull it off, but we'll see. As far as Twitter, what's trending? Oh, fuck Joe Biden. What a fucking joke that dude is. He did, John Morant got suspended for 25 games. What's going on with Ripple? Did XRP fall in value? I don't know. I've been just stacking up on it. That's probably why it's on my For You page. Let's see what's trending. Pretty deadly. Fuck Joe Biden. The fuck is that shit? Oh, Batman? I really like the Robert Pattinson Batman. It's not as good as the Christian Bale one thus far, but what I'll say is it's different, and it was a great first movie. I think they could definitely incorporate a little more. I appreciated how it was almost like a mystery, was the way it was laid out. I think there could have been a little bit more action, in my opinion, but it was a really good movie, and there was a lot of action actually when you think about it. But it was a pretty good movie. It'll be interesting to I hope that guy who made a cameo as the Joker, I hope they do use the Joker, but we'll see. Kick is trending. Holy shit. That guy signed $100 million contract with Kick. I don't know who the fuck that is. Well, I think I've seen him before, but...
All right. God save the Queen, man.
He's a dictator wannabe, is what he is. Ooh.
The ball caroms out to Devers. Let's see if Houck is okay. Let's see the blow. Single. His face.
Ooh.
Balls actually got 3 ground balls and almost got out of that right there. That would have been a great job. He actually did his job.
Ooh, yikes. Ooh. That's bad. Baseball is so sketchy. I remember I played in this fast pitch adult league, and it was like, what the fuck? Pretty bad. And it's just like those. We were using metal bats too, which was like crazy. Oh, Bellator's tonight, I think in Chicago. Yeah. So I think we're going to call it a night. I got to do some packing, get ready for my trip. I'm super excited for it. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you wouldn't mind, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be live next Friday for our next show, and I hope everyone's safe. Hopefully I'm feeling better by then, but we'll see. It'll be probably, this weekend's not going to help. That's for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll talk to everyone next Friday. I appreciate you tuning in. Peace.